Hello everyone, my name is Greedo Shot Second, and welcome back to another Star Wars The Last Jedi video. Earlier today I was rewatching clips from Star Wars Return of the Jedi in hopes to make a video regarding why Master Yoda appeared in The Last Jedi instead of Ben Kenobi. All of a sudden I stumbled upon a conversation between Luke Skywalker and an Obi-Wan Kenobi Force Ghost talking. In this conversation, Luke was apprehensive of facing his father, Darth Vader. However, he was able to detect that there was still good in him despite him being a Sith Lord. Obi-Wan would go on to reply that Vader is now more of a machine than a man. It's interesting to me that Luke was able to feel that Vader had still some good in him, while his old master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, thought he was lost. And as we know, Darth Vader turned back to the light towards the end of Return of the Jedi, killing the Emperor, saving Luke, and restoring order to the galaxy. In his demise, he would revert back to his old self of Anakin Skywalker, completing one last act of redemption, and his son Luke could detect it from the beginning that he could turn. However, his master, Obi-Wan, who had trained him since his childhood, could not. I might just be toying myself here with this theory, but this sounds a lot like what happened during The Last Jedi. Now let me explain. Just a quick warning, the remainder of the video contains major spoilers from The Last Jedi. If you have not yet seen the film, I highly recommend you do so and return upon completion. Now, to continue with some background info. After the events of Return of the Jedi, we all know that Luke Skywalker ventured out across the galaxy recruiting disciples that would later become his first Jedi students, one of which was Ben Solo. Throughout Solo's training, Skywalker states that he recognized the darkness growing inside him for only moments. However, one night when Luke would approach Ben's tent, Luke would use the Force to gaze into the mind of Ben Solo, as he saw his future only containing destruction, hate, and darkness. So in a quick instinct, Luke drew his blade on Ben Solo, thinking that he could prevent all of it with a swift execution. The thought passed only seconds later, leaving a scared look on Ben's face of a boy whose master had failed him. As seen in the movie, Kylo would slaughter the remaining Jedi at the temple and leave it in ashes. Luke had failed Kylo Ren and created a monster. From this point on, Luke was convinced there was no turning Ben Solo back to the light side of the Force. He had been seduced to the dark by Supreme Leader Snoke. And after striking down his father, Han Solo, in cold blood, Luke knew that Ben was lost and no more, at least until Rey arrived. Exiled on the island of Ahch-To, which housed the First Jedi Temple, Luke would be met by a young girl in Rey who had a strong connection with the Force despite no formal training. After being apprehensive at first, Luke would train Rey in two ways of the Jedi. However, upon tapping into the Force, Rey would experience a telepathic connection with Kylo Ren, as their minds had been linked together through the Force. After an emotionally distraught moment for Rey in the caves, Kylo Ren and Rey would touch hands through the Force, creating a spark. In that moment, Rey saw what Luke could not, that there was still good in Kylo Ren. Rey could see Ben Solo's future, and goes on to state that,
"When we touch hands, I saw the future. Just a shape, solid and clear. You will walk down with your smoke. Return."
in an act of foreshadowing, that's what Kylo Ren would do. He would kill the Supreme Leader and expel his order from the galaxy. However, he would not turn. Just like Luke and Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, Rey would be able to see good in Kylo Ren, even when her master would not. This is just one interesting piece of information that Rey and Luke at some time both possessed. They were able to see light amidst the darkness when no one else could. So what does this mean? It leads me to believe that both strong Force users were able to develop such a sense due to the strong connections they had in their dark side counterparts. Maybe since Luke was once able to detect the light amidst the darkness of Darth Vader and successfully turn him, Rey may be able to do the same thing with Kylo Ren and steer him back to the light. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed my theory, as it was just a bit of information pieced together from past and present Star Wars movies. It easily could be false like most theories, and just a coincidental commonality between the two characters. However, I would like to think otherwise, and that it has some sort of hidden meaning to it. Did you enjoy the video? If so, feel free to drop a like and comment below your thoughts on Luke and Rey's Special Force connection and any other information that interested you in The Last Jedi. Also, remember to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the new Star Wars content, as I will be putting up many more videos over the next few weeks as there is still so much Star Wars content to cover. Anyways, my name has been Greedo Shot Second. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you all.